Ram Krishna Hari. We seek blessings at the feet of Lord Vitthal and all the Varkari saints. The Paitan Brahmin Council was completely convinced that the four children, Nivruttinath Maharaj, Jnandev Maharaj, Sopandev and Muktabai, were no ordinary children, but they were divine incarnations with a specific mission. This is what we saw in the previous section of Sant Muktabai Charitra. Sant Nivruttinath would initiate many of the people of Paitan in the days that they stayed there into the Nath Sampradaya, because he himself was a disciple of Gahininath Maharaj. Jnaneshwar Mauli, along with his younger brother Sopandev and Muktabai, would compose and recite and sing a lot of abhangs. People would collect in large numbers. They would join them in these singing and Nama Sankirtan. Mauli would also give discourses or pravachans from the Srimad Bhagavatam or the Vedic scriptures, irrespective whether the crowd collected there belonged to a certain strata or was of specific gender or caste or community. It was as if Paitan was celebrating these four divine incarnations. Soon Nivruttinath realized that it was time for them to go back to Alandi, because they had to present the letter that they were sanctified and could be initiated into the Brahmin fold to the Brahmin Council of Alandi. He requested the head of the Brahmin Council of Paitan, Bobdev Maharaj, to give him such a letter, which he readily did. It is said that even today, a copy of that particular letter is at Paitan in the lineage of Sant Eknath Maharaj's family. Now it so happened that Nivruttinath Maharaj, along with his brothers and sister, left from Paitan, no doubt, but along with them they had two more companions. One was the owner of the buffalo which recited the Rigved, and the other was the buffalo itself. These 6 of them travelled and came to a place called Nivasa. Nivasa has a great importance, as we will learn in the further episodes to come, but as of now we mention a particular incident at Nivasa. Nivasa is in the Nagar district. Now when these brethren reached there, they saw a huge funeral procession, thousands of people accompanying the funeral, and they realized that the man who died must not have been an ordinary person, otherwise so many people would not attend his funeral. From the procession, a lady who was well dressed, bedecked in jewelry and rich clothes, came towards these 4, prostrated at their feet. The fact that this woman did it to these 4 children, she was elder to them in age, but still she prostrated in front of these 4, makes us realize that this lady was also of a very high spiritual level. Jnaneshwar Mauli blessed her and said that she would remain a happily married wife for all her life. The woman smiled weakly and said, "Your blessing is a waste, Maharaj, because the procession which you see is that of my husband, and very soon I am going to join him on the funeral pyre as a sati." Mauli instructed the bearers who were carrying the body on their shoulders. He asked them to place the body down, went near the body, sprinkled some water and placed his hand on the head of the corpse. The dead man, woke up as if from a deep slumber, folded his hands and prostrated at the feet of Mauli. The people who were there, thousands of people were there, they were all surprised at this miraculous turn of event. Mauli then put his hand on the man's head and said, "From today, you will be named Sachidananda Baba, and you have a very great work to be done, so you cannot die so soon." Saying so, Mauli and the remaining, the brethren, left the place and started proceeding towards Alandi. Another stop that they had was at a place called Puntamba. When they reached this place, they found a very gloomy atmosphere here. There were lots of dead bodies scattered around, and Muktabai, sharp as she was, shrunk her nose and said, "What is this foul smell coming from here? So many dead bodies lying around without being cremated. What is happening in this place?" One of the persons there were a lot of people who were sitting around the bodies. One of the persons said, "Mai, this is the place where a very great yogi, Changdev Maharaj, is doing his tapasya, he is doing his meditation. He is gone into a samadhi state and will be opening his eyes very soon. Every time he opens his eyes after coming out of the samadhi state and throws a glance, all those which are dead, be it plants, be it animals, be it human beings, they all are restored back to life." Muktai asked, "And how many days is this yogi going to take to open his eyes?" She of course asked in a very satirical manner. The man said, "It is going to be another 3 days at least. That's what we believe." Muktai said, "I don't have time for 3 days to cross this place and go to my next destination." She just picked up a dead dog. Now this dog was a pet of one of the persons and it was his favorite. So obviously he thought that if he would put his dead dog in front of this great yogi Changdev, maybe it also would be restored to life. So the dead dog that was lying there, she picked up the dog with 2 of its legs and just moved the dog over all the dead bodies which were scattered there. In no time, all the bodies were restored back to life. The people, the relatives of all those dead bodies were shocked to see this miraculous thing. Such a young girl, barely about 7 or 8 years of age, and doing such a miraculous deed, which this yogi is doing in his meditative trance for so many days, this obviously was nothing short of a wonder that was expected from people. They prostrated in front of her, and all the dead bodies which were restored back to life, they also praised Muktai. Of course, she did not take it to heart because she was a yogini, Adi Shakti, Adi Maya. For her, this was just a snap of a finger. She said, "Fortunately, now the road is cleared. We can all walk further. With all those dead bodies scattered, I was wondering how am I going to cross over. Let your yogi come back to his awakened state after 3 days or after 3 years. That's not my concern. Now these people have come back to life in just a very short moment." People were praising her, people were talking about her, that such a young small girl could do such a wondrous deed, but without getting attached to any of the praises, like what all saints do. They do not like praise, they do not like criticism. In fact, they are not affected by either. Not that they don't like it, they are not affected by either. Like Sant Tukaram says in one of his abhangs, "Nako ninda, nako vanda, amcha swahitacha dhanda." That means we don't want your praise, we don't want your criticism. We only know that we have to ultimately follow our path towards the divine, the ultimate. The brethren, along with the buffalo and its owner, moved forward. Now they came to a place called Aregaon. Aregaon was famous for people who were very rigid and very particular about their customs. They were orthodox and superstitious also to a great extent. At Aregaon, the brethren, when they came there, the buffalo, something has to be mentioned about it, that right from the time it had started reciting the Rigvedic chants at Paithan, when Mauli had initiated it, the buffalo had not stopped reciting, it was continuously chanting the Vedas, the Rigvedic chant. When they came to Aregaon, the buffalo was continuing with his chant. The people there did not like to hear this. They came to Mauli and they said, please stop this Rigvedic chanting, this Vedic chanting. Your buffalo's voice is annoying us. We do not like to hear this chanting at all. Please stop it somehow. Mauli smiled at them and said, so be it. He went to the buffalo, put his hand on its head and said, Nyanba, stop the recitation now. It's enough. The buffalo took a deep omkar and fell down dead. The spot where it has fallen down dead, a samadhi was built for it by these four brethren. And today also at Aregaon, it is called Rediachi Samadhi. One more thing to be noted here was the people had complained they could not bear the sound of Vedic chanting. Till date, Aregaon does not have any Vedic chanting done at all because Mauli said, so be it. So in this way, they all came towards Arandi. What happened at Arandi further? Did the Brahmin council accept them? Or were these children left to fend for themselves? Is what we'll see in the further episodes to come. Till then, Ram Krishna Hari.